Welcome to Productivity Unlocked, where we explore strategies, tools, and frameworks that help organizations maximize their efficiency and effectiveness. I'm your host, Shai Sharif, and today we are diving into a topic that might sound bureaucratic on the surface but actually drives tremendous business value when implemented correctly. We are talking about architectural review boards, or ARBs, and their critical role in your organization. Whether you are an enterprise architect, a technology leader, or a business executive trying to make sense of complex technology landscapes, this episode is for you. Let me start with a question I hear all the time. What exactly is an architectural review board, and why should my organization care about it? At its core, an ARB is a cross functional governance body that evaluates technology solutions against enterprise standards, principles, and roadmaps. But it is much more than just another approval committee. Unlike project approval bodies that focus primarily on business cases and ROI calculations, ARBs provide technical governance to ensure solutions fit within the broader enterprise ecosystem. In financial institutions, especially where technology environments are incredibly complex and heavily regulated, ARBs play a crucial role in maintaining coherence and strategic alignment. Now, I have worked with dozens of organizations over my career in different sectors, and I have seen firsthand how the organizations that implement effective ARBs consistently outperform their peers in technology effectiveness. Now, let's break down the specific value propositions that make ARBs so important. The first and perhaps the most important value proposition is strategic alignment of technology investments. In the financial sector, technology investments can run into millions or even billions of dollars. Without proper governance, it is surprisingly easy for these investments to drift away from core business objectives. An effective ARB validates that proposed architectures align with corporate strategic objectives, business capability roadmaps, enterprise architecture principles, and technology modernization initiatives. These essentially function as the bridge between business strategy and technology implementation. I came across a large retail bank that had launched 15 separate customer facing mobile initiatives across different business units. When their newly formed ARB reviewed these initiatives, they discovered significant overlap, conflicting user experiences, and redundant spending that totaled over 30 million annually. The ARB helped consolidate these efforts into a cohesive strategy that actually delivered better customer outcomes at a fraction of the cost. This brings me to the second major value proposition: enterprise wide architectural coherence. Large organizations typically operate hundreds of applications and systems that need to interact across different business units. Without proper governance, this landscape quickly becomes fragmented. ARBs promote architectural coherence by enforcing enterprise standards, identifying duplication, ensuring integration capabilities, promoting reuse, and facilitating interoperability. This is not just about technical elegance, it translates directly to reduced costs, improved agility, and enhanced customer experiences. One wealth management firm I came across had accumulated over 40 different reporting tools across their various divisions. Their ARB initiated a rationalization effort that reduced this to just three strategic platforms, cutting their technology costs by 22% while actually expanding their reporting capabilities. That's the power of architectural coherence. The third critical value proposition, especially relevant to financial institutions, is risk mitigation and regulatory compliance. We all know the financial sector operates under incredibly strict regulatory frameworks, from data protection requirements to operational resilience expectations. ARBs provide a critical governance checkpoint for security, architecture, data protection compliance, operational resilience, audit requirements, third party risk management, and regulatory reporting readiness. By addressing these concerns early in the design process, ARBs help prevent costly remediation efforts down the road. Just last year, I spoke with a CISO at a mid sized bank who told me their ARB had identified a significant data residency issue in a proposed cloud migration project that would have violated regulations in 3 countries. Catching this during the architecture review saved them from potentially millions in fines and emergency remediation costs. The fourth value proposition is technical debt management. Unmanaged technical debt is like a hidden tax on innovation, and it is particularly problematic in financial institutions with their complex legacy environments. ARBs help manage technical debt by identifying architectural shortcuts, ensuring appropriate technology lifecycle planning, balancing short term needs with long term sustainability, and documenting acceptable technical debt with clear remediation plans. One insurance company I worked with estimated that poor architectural decisions were adding approximately 30% to the development cost due to workarounds and complexity. After implementing a robust ARP process, they saw this overhead decrease by half within 18 months. Beyond these governance functions, effective ARBs deliver a fifth value proposition: knowledge sharing and capability building. When properly structured, they create opportunities for cross team learning, sharing of best practices, mentoring junior architects, and distributing specialized expertise across the organization. This knowledge sharing aspect elevates the overall quality of architectural thinking throughout the enterprise. I've seen this play out repeatedly at organizations where an effective ARB becomes a center of excellence that raises the bar for the entire technology organization. The sixth value proposition might surprise some people: innovation enablement. There is a common misconception that ARBs stifle innovation with bureaucracy, but well designed ARBs actually enable faster innovation by providing clear guardrails. By establishing pre approved patterns, technologies, and approaches, ARBs can create fast track approval paths, define clear boundaries for experimentation, provide sandboxes with appropriate controls, and balance standardization with flexibility. These guardrails give teams confidence to innovate within defined parameters, reducing uncertainty and accelerating delivery. A credit card provider that I consulted for implemented what they call innovation lanes within their art process. Standard approaches followed a lightweight review, while teams wanting to introduce new technologies had clear paths for controlled experimentation. They found that having these explicit pathways actually increased the number of innovative initiatives, making it from concept to production. The seventh and final value proposition is one that always gets executive attention: cost optimization. Fragment redundant technology landscapes are extremely expensive to maintain. ARBs drive significant cost effectiveness through reduction in redundant technologies, economies of scale through standardization, improved vendor management, reduced integration complexity, lower support costs, and better resource allocation. In my experience, effective ARBs consistently drive 15 to 20% savings in technology spend through improved governance and standardization. One regional bank I worked with calculated 3 year ROI of over 700% on their investment in establishing a robust ARB process. That's the kind of return that makes executives take notice. Now, despite the clear value proposition, I've seen many ARBs fail to deliver on their promise due to implementation challenges. So, let me share some key implementation principles I've observed in the most successful ARBs. First, right size the process. Not every project needs the same level of scrutiny. Most effective ARBs implement multi tier review approaches based on impact and complexity, with lightweight processes for smaller initiatives and clear escalation paths for exceptions. Second, focus on early engagement. The best ARBs engage early in the solution lifecycle, providing governance and guidance rather than merely approving or rejecting fully formed designs. This approach reduces rework, builds collaborative relationships, improves quality, and accelerates delivery. Third, establish clear value metrics. Successful ARBs track and communicate their impact through metrics like cost savings from reuse, reduction in security incidents, improved time to market, and technical debt avoidance. Finally, Balanced governance and enablement. The most effective ARBs complement their governance responsibilities with strong enablement through architectural consulting, accessible patterns and reference architectures, pre approved solution accelerators, and educational resources. Before we wrap up, I want to address a question I often hear from technology leaders. How do we prevent our ARB from becoming just another bureaucratic bottleneck? The key is to position ARB as a value adding partner rather than gatekeeper. This means investing in enablement aspects I mentioned earlier, celebrating the value the ARB creates, and continuously improving the process based on feedback. The most successful ARBs I've worked with are seen as valuable consultative partners that teams want to engage with, not hurdles teams try to avoid. They are focusing on helping teams succeed rather than simply enforcing compliance. To conclude, in the complex, highly regulated environment of financial services, architectural governance is not an optional luxury but a strategic necessity. An effective architecture review board delivers substantial value by ensuring technology decisions align with business strategy, maintain enterprise coherence, manage risk, and optimize costs. However, realizing this value requires thoughtful implementation that balances governance with enablement, adapts processes to different contexts, engages early in solution lifecycle, and demonstrates value through meaningful metrics. When properly implemented, an ARB transitions from being perceived as bureaucratic overhead to being recognized as a valuable strategic partner that helps the organization navigate technological complexity while delivering superior business outcomes. For financial institutions embarking on significant digital transformation journeys, investing in well designed ARP capability may be one of the most important architectural decisions they make. That's all for this episode of Productivity Unlocked. If you found this valuable, please share it with your colleagues who might benefit from this and subscribe to get future episodes. This is Shai Sharif. Thank you for listening. And remember, the right governance doesn't restrict productivity, it unlocks it.